Hello. I just woke up from a nap, and before the nap, it wasn't supposed to be a nap, it was just me meditating and just resting. And I had been listening to a YouTube video about inner child healing, and it's a concept that is very prevalent and it's in the forefront of my mind a lot of the time when it comes to things that I struggle with and my reactivity and my big emotions and fear of abandonment and all of these things. My inner child is the thing that comes up the most, because a lot of the time I can forget that it's her that's having the reaction, and for some reason when it feels like it's me at my current age having the reaction, it can feel a lot bigger and a lot more like something that's too big for me to handle, something that's scarier. When I realised the reason it feels so big and scary is because it's in essence a toddler or a preteen having the reaction, or even a very young teenager having the reaction and being scared and hoping for comfort and all of these things. It reminds me that I am actually very capable of comforting her, myself, and getting through whatever it is that is worrying me, whether that's something, it can be something very, very abstract that's never going to happen, or it could be something a little bit more realistic that I'm worrying about that still might never happen as well. So in this video, the lady touched on how she sorts of goes into a meditative state and envisions herself looking at this child. I'm pretty sure that's what she said, or is this my own interpretation of it? What I did basically was I closed my eyes, meditated, I got really relaxed. I actually lie down. A lot of the time when I meditate, I lie down. That's unfortunately why I fall asleep, which I know isn't really the aim of meditation, but it happens, and that's how I get into my most relaxed state. And it does really help me get very quiet in my mind and very cozy and go there. But yeah, what I did was I closed my eyes, got into that state, got really comfortable, and I envisioned young me sitting opposite me and being upset about whatever it is that she's upset about, and comforting her genuinely, because as an adult, when you see a child that needs comforting, a child that you're your friend's kid or a family friend, or someone that it would make sense for you to be the person to go and comfort them. you want to do that. It's in your nature most of the time. It is for me at least. And so actually when I get into that place of envisioning her, younger me, worried and upset about something, I found it very easy to speak her down from that place of being reactive and being very scared and being sad. And that is a really, really beneficial technique. And if I could do that every time I feel that way, I think I could really build up a resilience and just an inner strength and inner knowing that when I take it out of the context of it being me, an adult who's having this really big reaction. But what was interesting, the lady in the video that I was watching, she said that when she has the big reactions, it doesn't feel like it's her, and it's the same as me. It's not because for the most part I'm quite a confident person. I'm pretty sure of myself, pretty happy in myself, all of these things. But then it's something happens where I think about something or whatever, and it's like I become a little child again. And I've always, you know, for the longest time, I very much looked at that as if it was a flaw within myself and my design. And if I can reframe it most of the time to it being young me having the reaction, I find it so much less shameful, because of course the kid's gonna cry. Like, I put a kid into this world with the things going on and all of the worries that we can have. Of course they're going to get overwhelmed and cry and need comfort, and it makes more sense and it feels more like a tool. Like, I've got this tool that I can use in order to navigate these things in a less shameful way, and it really, really, really works. Like, if you think of something that you're scared of happening, and then when you feel that fear, vision the younger version of you, whatever age works best. For me, it works best with like me being like 4 years old or something, 4 to 6 years old, like really young. Even if it's something that actually realistically I would have been about 14 or 15, and that can work too. But there's something about envisioning me being very young that really adds potency to the practice, because obviously children are just so sweet and so pure and need love and so innocent, and like, just especially at that age, I just feel it's very natural to be like, wait, no, you don't need to cry, you don't need to be upset, let me tell you all the reasons everything's going to be okay, let me comfort you. And yeah, I did that, and you just kind of feel everything worrying drifting away, and you almost, because you go into that mode of like, oh, I need to comfort this little girl in my case, you sort of rationalize everything in a different way than when you see it as like your current self. Because when it's our current self as an adult, we can think of all these scary adult things and, you know, everything that we've been through, that's the reason that we're having these reactions to things, you know. But when you have to talk someone else out of it, someone so sweet, you really, you just rationalize things better, you look at things more logically, you really want to calm them down, so you speak kindly to them, you comfort them, and it's a very powerful practice. So I highly recommend trying this. And just to go over it one more time, the order of like how I did this was I lay down, I got into a meditative state, I was somewhere quiet, somewhere safe, somewhere I wouldn't be disturbed and I could relax. I would have headphones on with either a specific guided meditation that you found on YouTube or somewhere, or in my case, just like music, like instrumental music that I find very calming and relaxing. And then you can envision the things that you're worried about, and it might feel really horrible in your body because the anxiety, the dread, everything comes up. But then when you start to get that big feeling and those big feelings and it feels scary and you might feel a bit panicky and unsafe again, you go inside and you see you at whatever age is most effective for you. It might be different depending on the scenario that you're worried about. It could be like me, I go for a younger age because it just makes me feel even more like I really want to comfort myself at that age. And then just reframe it and realize that it's them who's having the big reaction that feels very out of character for you, because for the most part we're pretty confident, we're pretty capable, we're whatever, or at least we don't randomly just start like crying for no reason. And a lot of the times we can feel so much shame around that, but it's different than that. And then envision yourself at that age all worried, all scared, and then hug yourself or hold your hand, comfort yourself in whatever way like seems suitable for however scared you are. And just I just found that to be an incredible experience, and I wanted to share it because I think if it could help anyone, then it's an amazing thing to do. And it's something that I'm going to practice a lot more, not necessarily always in times where where I can get into bed and fully commit. I'll also do that, but also like in times when I'm out and I might not be able to like be in a safe space. I'm interested in seeing how that goes. Being like, say I've got a long train journey tomorrow, being on the train and something comes up and I can take a deep breath, and if I can close my eyes or just soften my gaze somewhere and just go inward and ask what I need, what the young version of me needs, and comfort her and tell her everything's gonna be okay, because it always is in the end. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that.